Yo guys, what's up? Let me start you off with a... And there's trucks, unfortunately. Anyways, you guys are probably wondering, why are you filming in this position? Well, my mount just has zero suction. It sucks. It's absolutely horrible. So I gotta get a new one, but we will. Once we get it, I'm gonna start filming from up top. But right now you guys get this little lower, whatever you want to call it, view. Anyways, long story short, we finished the suspension on the car. We did all the shock absorbers. We did the engine oil, the transmission oil, we did the differential oil. I also did an alignment, and man, the car drives freaking amazing. Amazing. Like, we're literally on the highway right now, and well, the car also sounds amazing. Oh, do you guys hear that? Oh my god. Oof. Fourth gear into fifth. Oh, that brap sounds absolutely amazing. Wow, love it. Anyways, let's start on the air conditioning. Yep, there we go. Okay, it's running. We also recharged the AC. So this car takes like 690 grams of AC or whatever. So we vacuumed the system and like 300 came out. It was like barely anything. So now the AC system works real nice. Anyways, so next part of the video, well, videos that we're doing, we finished all the mechanical stuff, and next, one of the really important things that I gotta get fixed on the car is actually these D1S bulbs. But I think I mentioned in the previous video, well, I did actually, that it's not just the bulbs. So the bulbs, they sit inside of the headlights, but there's actually these modules that sit underneath the headlights. Those ones most likely got water in them, and I gotta replace those ones too. So it's crazy. I put my VIN number into the Mercedes-Benz of Canada catalog, and guess what? List price for the modules, they're like $1,000, and then our cost, whatever, is like $750. But those ones are discontinued, so they have an updated part number. It's like $600 list price and like $450, you know, cost. But I'm like, that's still very high. Like, that's insane for just like some modules. They're like this big. So then I looked for aftermarket ones, and aftermarket ones, our cost is like $300 each. I'm like, that's still ridiculous. Like, it's just a little module that has like a small little controller within it and one plug and 3 bolts. Like, these modules are not $300 each. So I went online on AliExpress, and guess how much I found those little modules for? I'm gonna show you guys in another video. They were like $15 each. Now, a lot of people might say, oh, you're ordering AliExpress module for $15, they're not gonna work. Well, guys, maybe they won't, who knows? But until we try, you can't say that they don't work. That's the crazy thing about AliExpress parts. Like, my water pump came from AliExpress, and instead of $690, I paid only $80 plus shipping. It was like $110 or $120 or whatever after everything. So let's not discount, well, literally discount. Let's not discount AliExpress parts just yet, because a lot of the parts are actually quite good. So as soon as I receive it, we're gonna do a quick little install. Hopefully everything is good, and then we will have front headlights, because right now currently they kind of don't work. I don't have any low beam, I don't have any high beam. It's kind of scary to drive in the nighttime. Like, I can still see everything, but I don't have a long distance range. Like, I can only see like 5 meters in front of me. It's a little sketchy. So can't wait to replace those. And then also, while we were doing the suspension, we put the wheels back on, and I noticed that the rear right wheel bearing is starting to make a little bit of like noise. It's not bad yet, but it's getting there. It is definitely getting there. So I'm definitely gonna be looking into replacing both of the rear wheel bearings. That's for sure. I have replaced the fronts in the past, so all I have to do now is replace the rears, and then we will be good. So that's super exciting. It's probably going to be like a 6-hour job, but technically if I'm getting the wheel bearings and hubs together, like pre-pressed, then it's not 6 hours, it's a little bit less, because then you don't have to actually like separate the hub and the bearing. All you have to do is just you know, take that tool and go dunk, 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 and that's a funny motion. You have to like knock out the hub with the bearing in it. It's like 4 bolts or something like that. You take off the wheel and then the caliper and the shield and everything, and then just knock it out with that thing. You kind of like plug it in and then do that. It's kind of weird. Anyways, and it shouldn't actually be that bad. I think it's going to be like 30 minutes, 1 hour job. Like, we should be fine. And then the car will drive like absolutely perfect for, you know, up until the winter time when we get ready for the build. Hopefully. We're still looking into all the costs and all the parts and everything, and that's going to be super exciting. Super exciting. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Nothing else to let you guys know, but I'm super excited for this next little repair for the car. Plus, it'll be super interesting for you guys to see exactly how those are fixed. I'm actually curious as to whether or not it's going to work and how to fix it. It should be pretty straightforward. But hey, if it works, then hey, everybody knows now $15 AliExpress modules, they will work, and you don't have to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars at the dealer. And guess what? The parts should arrive in like a week or two. Like, once you order, the shipping time is actually pretty fast. Like, most people think, oh, I'm gonna get parts from China in like 2 months. No. If you pick the correct shipping speed, there are options. You can usually get parts very, very quickly, like 1 or 2 weeks, and the shipping is usually either free or it's like an additional $20 or $30 to like expedite shipping. China's actually really fast right now. But the interesting thing that I've actually noticed is I ordered some other parts for some other stuff from China, and one of the sellers said something really interesting in the conversation after I ordered. They said, oh, could you please provide the VIN number for the car? And I'm like, ah, whatever, I don't care. Like, sure, it's not my car, it's a different car. Just helping out a friend with some parts. And I supplied the VIN number, and the seller on AliExpress was like, okay, let me manufacture this part, and then I will send it out to you. And I'm like, huh? What do you mean manufacture this part? And then it kind of hit me. I realized, again, this is a topic that kind of is on everybody's mind, but let's be honest, the global economy is fucked. It is so bad, like everywhere. Anywhere you look, there is these fundamental problems in the economy, and that's also one of the problems in China, actually, that I realized. Before, China would stock like tons and tons and tons of parts, like whatever was needed, you'd order it, boom, it gets sent out almost immediately. But now, because the demand for anything is so low and supply is so high, most of these manufacturers, especially in China, their factories are not operating at like maximum capacity. They are like pretty much at absolute minimum. Like, they will produce like parts enough to just hold inventory for one order, because that's all they really need. If somebody makes an order, they'll send it out and then they'll manufacture another part. They don't really keep like dozens or hundreds or thousands of parts in stock. It's actually kind of crazy. Especially like custom made stuff, there's no point. Even in the US, I've noticed that. Like, we were ordering some exhausts for a Corvette, and even the manufacturer, FabSpeed, they're like, oh, all of our exhausts are made to orders, which basically means like if you place an order, there's like a 7 business day production time where they actually have to make it. They don't keep anything in stock, because for them to like actually put the labor into make the part, they gotta pay somebody. They gotta pay labor, they gotta pay materials, like they have to store these parts. But if nobody's buying, then, well, they really don't kind of have they don't have an incentive to make these parts. It's kind of crazy. Like, the world is in a weird kind of, the world's a mess right now, honestly. And I don't know, like, to be honest with you guys, I think at the end of the day, it comes down to like 2 very simple things. In the world right now, there is too much collateral, or as they call it, credit, and there is not enough cash, like not enough liquidity. And that's the problem. Most companies are so over leveraged, and so many consumers are like over leveraged. They're maxed out on their credit, and they don't have any free cash to kind of like do things. And that's pretty much the world economy right now. Unless there's a massive reduction in interest rates, where interest rates pretty much go back down to 0, and we have like free money again, or massive money printing starts again, this economy is so fucked. Like, people don't even understand what's coming next. But you can see it in everyday life and everything that you do. Anything you want to order, anytime you want to make some kind of decision, anytime you want to make a plan, you want to do something. It's like everybody is kind of like not living day by day, kind of like seeing what happens, but it's very hard to plan for the future. Like, it's easy if you have money, like you can just kind of boom, 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 done. Like, you do whatever the hell you want. But a lot of these companies, a lot of these individuals, they can't really do stuff, because if your business relies on orders or future orders, like, you don't really know what's coming, because demand is down, supply is up. That's just how the modern economy works. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, yeah, I'm like, I don't know. For me personally, I'm very, very like into economics and how everything works. And there's been tons and tons of examples where I'll like literally share with you guys tips and tricks on how to, I don't know, I don't even know if you want to call it survive or thrive, whatever your guys' situation is. Like, I'm fine. But a lot of people are literally just kind of surviving through this, not even recession or depression, but this kind of like unknown. Because everybody's saying, oh, we're not in a recession because where the GDP is climbing. But in reality, it's like there hasn't really been any growth, especially in Canada. Like, we are technically in a recession. We might even be in a depression. Like, everything is falling. Home prices are falling. Like, incomes are not rising. It's very hard to do business. It's like nobody's really willing to make plans past like days or weeks. Like, nobody wants to plan anything for like a month. Like, for example, if you want to plan a vacation like in the winter time right now for like December, you don't really know what's going to happen in December, so you don't really plan it. It's like, at least from what I've heard from people, it's very, very kind of like strange. A lot of people are living kind of, well, as they say, paycheck to paycheck or whatever. But the thing that people don't understand is that, like, you have to really kind of be smart and just don't waste your money on stupid shit. Like, if you have extra money, honestly, the priority, in my opinion, is, like, if you have debt, pay down your debt. Because right now, the biggest flex that you can have in life is if you're, like, either debt-free or, you know, in the process of becoming debt-free. Because, like, what's coming next in this economy is, like, shit is gonna be bad. Like, people don't understand. Like, if they start printing money again, we're gonna have inflation again, and eventually hyperinflation, and then your money isn't really worth anything, and then the price of everything is gonna rise again. Your wages are not gonna keep up. Business is gonna be very hard to do. Your debt is gonna be harder actually to pay off, even though most people say, oh, but if they print money, then I can take that money and pay off like my debt or whatever. Well, but you still have those expenses that you have to take care of, your day-to-day stuff, like your housing, your food, your you know, your heating and this and that, and your insurance and your car and your like life expenses. Those are gonna go up faster than your income, faster than you can make money. So if you can make as much money as possible, then you're good. So if I have any advice for any of you guys, make as much money as possible, pay down your debt. So yeah, that's kind of two quick little updates for you guys. Car is great. We're gonna do a couple more stuff, and yeah, I'm gonna post a lot more videos about like kind of tips and tricks of how to survive this this period of time that we're living through. Because let's be honest, everybody feels it. If you don't feel it, or if you're not kind of, you know, paying attention, or you're kind of like, oh, whatever, I'm in a bubble, bro, it's gonna hit you eventually. Like, you should see some of the things that people are going through. It's kind of crazy. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Make sure you guys subscribe. It's very important. I would really appreciate it. I know there's a couple of people that watch, maybe like 100 of you or whatever, that watch like pretty much the entire video, or at least like tune in. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks. Like, you guys are awesome. And the rest of you guys, I know you watch. Make sure you subscribe. Ciao.